The fate of Knott's Scary Farm is still in question for us early into the COVID procedures and the COVID reopenings, but some new construction has come out as of recently, provided by Santa Clarita Joan on YouTube, showing us what construction looks like for the former Shadowlands location for the Knott's Scary Farm event taking place in 2020. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to SoCal Exploring, your number one stop for all things theme park related. If you're new here, subscribe with those bell notifications on to never miss when we upload a video. Follow us on social media at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. Check out our official merchandise line where we just dropped a new collection. I'll show it right there. Visit teespring.com/stores/keep-exploring or click the link down in the description. If you want to help us out by donating to our channel, just donate $3 today to our Buy Me a Coffee page, www.buymeacoffee.com/SoCalExploring, or you can also click the link in the description as well. Quick disclaimer before this video starts: this is legal drone footage provided by Santa Clarita Drone on YouTube, and the reason why it's legal is Santa Clarita Drone actually gets access to fly over these theme parks via code. If they did not have access and it was unauthorized drone footage, then the software would not even allow the drone to take off in the area of Knott's Berry Farm or Universal Studios Hollywood. Now, Disneyland is a no-fly zone no matter what. Nobody can fly over it unless, of course, your Mika flies. But unless you're someone like that, you cannot fly over Disneyland. But the other theme parks, if you get permission via code as Santa Clarita Drone does, then it is authorized drone footage, as the one that we're going to be reviewing right now is. Alright, let's first start off with the elephant in the room. That hasn't changed quite a bit, but it's still exciting to see from an aerial view, so we're going to try to pick apart what exactly we see here. And that's Knott's Scary Farm maze construction in the former Shadowlands location. I'm actually rocking my Knott's Scary Farm 2017 shirt today in celebration of this video that just came out. But let's take a look at this, right? So we have the facade right here, and like I said, this was the former Shadowlands location that is no longer with us, as Knott's Scary Farm announced last year. We would not be getting it returned as a maze this year. So this is going to be a brand new maze this year if the event goes on. We'll zoom in a little bit right here and we'll look at the detail of it, right? So this is a big platform. The facade is obviously going to sit right in front, or, you know, maybe even this could be the exit. You know, who knows? Usually the exit's at the very end, but maybe Knott's can flip it around on us and make this the exit. However, I still think this is going to be the facade. It's kind of a weird structure. It hasn't changed a lot since the last construction update that we've seen since the parks have been open, but we do see a little bit more detail and a little bit more lumber being placed, which means they're working on it, and most likely Knott's is working on the construction on the inside of the actual building to kind of hide it from people like who are flying drones over, because, you know, they don't want to give away what the maze is going to be quite yet. But it's up to us speculators to figure out what this is going to be. I will say this right now: I have no guesses at all as to what this is going to be, but we have kind of this like weird rectangular looking shape that's upright, and you have kind of a ledge at the top. My guess is maybe there's going to be a performer up there scaring guests from the top part. I don't know. It's going to be kind of weird. Maybe this platform is going to be served for a pre-show again, as we saw with Shadowlands, but they kind of threw that whole idea away after like a couple years. But hopefully maybe we'll get a pre-show in this location. I think that they're going to try to utilize more the use of walls in the front part of the maze rather than what they did with Shadowlands in years past, where they just had one big room and then you got led into the actual show building. I think they're going to utilize more kind of that zigzagging back and forth, unless they're going to do a pre-show with this. But it definitely looks like there's some different levels to these walls, right? These walls look absolutely huge. It looks like there's going to be performers that are able to scare from up top. So that's one thing that we can see from this facade. Like I said, there's no detail that shows us what this could be quite yet. And then if we look at from the backside, we can see that rig that was used from Shadowlands that is actually going to be repurposed for this maze as well. Looking at it from a side point of view, you can see just how big this maze is going to be. And like I've said before in previous videos, this maze location is one of these smaller locations, but still with the use of the front area, as we see right there, it's looking to be a very long maze, and nonetheless they can fit a lot in that tiny show building. But that rig in the back exit was used for Shadowlands, and a lot of people were like, oh, they just haven't taken it down yet. But it was actually taken down earlier into the season, and then it was put back up. So that's only hinting at they're going to reuse it for this maze, or else they would have just completely got rid of the rig. They have also started to add lumber for the flooring underneath the rig. It's going to be interesting to see what they use that rig for. I don't know what they're going to use it for. Maybe we'll have a giant finale scene as we did with Shadowlands. We move over to the Ghost Rider location, where in this video is the only other place that we can see visible Knott Scary Farm construction happening. And even right here, if we zoom in right now to the Waxworks location of last year, we can't see much. We don't see that big facade that we saw last year going up quite yet. So we don't know what if construction started on that quite yet. It looks like there's like a white wall right there that could be in preparation to put the facade back up, because as we know, most likely Waxworks will be returning to the event this year. But as far as right there goes, we can't see any visible construction. But then when we move the picture over a little bit to the right side, we can see all the props being stored for Knott Scary Farm, and this is actually around the time that they'd store the props back there. They do put props back there throughout the year just to keep the Knott Scary Farm stuff located, like the reuse stuff that they reuse in scare zones and stuff like that. But we can see all of the props actually already being located outside, which means they're preparing to put them out sometime soon. And by putting them out, I mean not putting them out in scare zones, but actually putting them into the mazes and getting ready to put them in the mazes that are returning. Because for those of you Scary Farm fans, you know that Scary Farm usually has most of their mazes returning from the previous year, despite a couple of mazes not returning, and instead of returning as new mazes. But these are the props that will probably be located inside of the mazes, and some maybe even in scare zones. They just haven't got around to putting those out yet, because that usually takes place in like August, so that's still a ways away from now. And moving on to our last bit of construction that we can see happening is the brand new Knott's ride that's going to be coming very soon, and in fact will be ready by the time that Knott's Berry Farm reopens its gates, as confirmed by Knott's Berry Farm themselves. We see that the exterior is all painted for Knott's Berry Tales. It's all done. They painted it red to give it that kind of old-fashioned look, and this is a former Voyage to the Iron Reef location. We also have a brand new like little circle here painted on the red new painted exterior, which I can't get a clear shot of that right now, but it's going to be a logo for Knott's Berry Tales. My buddy over at the Theme Park Axis is trying to find me a more clear shot of it right now, and if I just happen to find that clear shot, it'll be in the video right now. If not, then I'm sorry I couldn't get that, but that new circle will be a logo for Knott's Berry Tales. As you can see, it still is the same structure, and there have been construction pictures on this from the Mika Flies video. And if you don't know who Mika Flies is, he's been doing flyovers of the theme parks as well, but he's been doing helicopter flyovers. So this is really nothing too new, but you can see that the construction walls are down. The construction walls are definitely down. This ride is definitely going to be ready to open. I wonder if they have the ride done 100% inside, or if they're still in the testing process. Moving over to the left here, we can see that the former Nautilus gift shop is undergoing an exterior refurbishment too, as well as an interior refurbishment, but it looks like that is about 80% done or so. I don't know what those two carts are. Maybe those are workbenches for the construction workers, who knows. Nonetheless though, with the little shop open and we see the ladders all around, people are working on this stuff. People are working on Knott's Scary Farm, and people are working on Knott's Berry Tales. Because after all, why would they just leave their construction carts and all the doors open if they weren't actually working on this stuff? You got to take that into consideration. Even though in this construction update that I'm filming right now, there's not tons of new stuff that we can see, there are construction workers working at Knott's Berry Farm right now. And for more information on when the Knott's Berry Farm theme park is actually going to reopen potentially, Gavin Newsom has actually just said that theme parks are a part of Phase 3, and I did a whole video dedicated to that, which will be uploaded tomorrow, that you can check out. Watching over the video, checking out Knott's Berry Farm as a whole, it looks so weird to see it empty and completely abandoned right now. It is cool to see the different shots that Santa Clarita Drone got though, with hang time, like flying right over it, seeing the different coasters. Man, I can't wait to get back on hang time, you know. It's super cool to see. I can't wait to get back out to Knott's Berry Farm. I need to renew my pass as soon as the park reopens. I know a lot of you guys are going to be questioning, where is the special ops infected former maze location construction at? Well, as far as I can see from this video, as far as my eyes go, I can't see any visible construction for that quite yet. So if you guys can see any visible construction, let me know down in the comments section. But yeah, that has been a quick Knott's Scary Farm / Knott's Berry Farm construction update. Big shout out to Santa Clarita Drone. He's been letting me know when he goes out to fly these drones over to the theme parks, and I know when to make these videos, so he's helping me out a lot. So keep in mind, there will be more construction videos coming very soon, so make sure you go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Let's get him to 300 subs very soon. My name is Scott. You've been watching SoCal Exploring. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.